Good. Hey, everybody. Just recovered. Sorry, I'm also watching TV just to keep me motivated for this cardio. Just recovered from the flu. First time I got sick this year because from the beginning of the year I've been doing intermittent fasting very strictly and have not gotten sick for 8 months. I haven't gotten sick for the whole year, but recently, I'm a bit flexible with my intermittent fasting and got a hectic flu that you can say for 5 days. For 5 days I was in all sort of pains and discomfort, from knee discomfort, headache, runny nose, and all of that. So before the said flu, I was on a 30-day challenge to 5,000 steps a day, and also minimum of 10 push-ups a day. So when I got the flu, then it sort of took me off track regarding that. So now this is the first day that I feel up to it. I haven't been even go to the gym. So this is the first day I'm trying to get back to it. And for today, just doing the day-to-day things around the flat, cleaning, take out the trash, go to the shop. I already have 1,500 plus steps. So this cardio session is for me to achieve that outstanding 3,500 steps to reach my goal, and then also get my push-ups in to resume the challenge that I was on. And just a few things that I like to discuss since I'm already here. As I said, that for the whole of this year, 2026, I did not get sick. Like sick now as in flu, as anything along those lines, because, or I believe it's mainly I can contribute, or the main cause for not being sick, I'm gonna contribute it, I'm gonna say it's doing intermittent fasting strictly. So for majority of the year, I was fasting. I would stop eating midnight and then go to sleep, then wake up and then go to work, and then only resume or have my first meal around 6 o'clock. Meaning now that the window for eating was from 6 o'clock in the evening to 12 o'clock midnight. So I had a 6-hour window. I'm counting right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 6-hour window to eat, and I'll do that from Monday to Friday. On weekends, a bit flexible on the 2 days. but still, nothing crazy. So I've been doing that for the rest of the year. But as I said, recently, because I think there was a lot of public holidays and I took leave from work, because one of the main reasons why I did intermittent fasting was I have an office job. So when I'm fasting during the day, in my office job, emails, calls, speaking to people, reading documentation, replying to stuff, the mental sharpness that I was achieving from not eating, because now when you are fasting, your sugar levels, your glucose level in your blood, they stay the same, meaning now that you don't get an insulin spike. An insulin spike, it's whereby when you eat, you get the energy. You get energy when you eat, but now after some time, you crash or you hit that drop. So meaning now that when you hit that drop, you may feel sleepy or you may feel less sharp mentally. So that was one of the main reasons why I was doing intermittent fasting, for that just mental sharpness, and then to avoid my energy going up and down during the day. So that's why it was mainly Monday to Friday, my work days. But recently, some public holidays, some leave days, some time off from work, and some life in general. Maybe me not really paying attention to, if I'm still strict with my fasting, and then now, boom, got this flu, and it's like the flu, it's catching up. As I said, since I've been intermittent fasting for the year thus far, I've not been sick. But since I got sick now, it was really took advantage. It really paid back, the time that it lost, if I can, put it that way. So, just on the intermittent fasting, perhaps there could be other reasons, but from this year, this is the only thing that I've done different, is do intermittent fasting. And in previous years, unfortunately, I've gotten the flu regularly like anyone else, every 2-3 months or so, and all of that. But for this year, since I've been doing intermittent fasting, did not get sick until now, recently. And anyone who's watching, you can definitely look into intermittent fasting and the benefits and the immune strengthening that comes with intermittent fasting. I remember watching a video this one time. I just forgot this guy's name, but this guy was what do they call them in America? The National of Islam. I think that's how they are categorized, but it's Islam's in America, but it's not a traditional Islam as in Kuwait and all those places. So this was a black man explaining on how you avoid getting sick. And he said, I could be misquoting, but along these lines, that just have one meal, I think every other day, if I'm not mistaken. But he was really emphasizing that fasting could help your immune system to avoid you getting sick. So if I'm not mistaken, he said, eat one meal, let's say on Monday, don't eat on Tuesday, and eat another meal on Wednesday, or something along those lines. But I remember it was a minimum of a 24 or 48-hour fast. That was one of the things that he said has helped him not to get sick for almost 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely intermittent fasting, if you've never tried it, you can say that I've tried it and I was seeing the benefit until I sort of not really forgot, but did not make it a priority that I must remember just to keep it strict. And then I got sick, then so that's just that regarding intermittent fasting. So today I'm gonna get back to the challenge of 5,000 steps a day and a minimum of 10 push-ups each day. So after this session, I'm gonna see how much push-ups I can do, because I haven't done push-ups or even gone to the gym in like a week or so. Let's see how much steps thus far, because the bike also counts steps, or the movement sort of is the same as steps, or I think it's counting calories. I'm not sure how it works, but now I'm on 2,100 steps. So 3,000 steps more. And if I don't achieve those 3,000 steps on this session, I'm giving myself until midnight today to complete that, and will definitely resume posting as I was before I got sick, mainly on my Facebook. It's the same username, or depending where you're watching it from, I am live on YouTube. So if you're watching it on Facebook, you know what username is. But if you're watching it somewhere else, TikTok, Instagram, you can just search with the YouTube page, and then I should pop up. So that's the goal of this session, to get close to 5,000 steps, put in those push-ups, and jump on the challenge again, and hopefully be able to successfully get to the end without any further interruptions, since I've definitely learned that intermittent fasting was actually the one thing that was blocking me from getting sick. Since I was now not doing it, then the flu came in, and it really came in. It definitely did. I'm also watching something on Netflix just to keep me motivated, because I'm not 100% as in yet, but definitely I can say maybe 75%. 75% there. I feel like I can definitely go to the gym. But not sure how much compared to my normal numbers, how much I can give. But I'm definitely, between 75 and 80%, 85, but not 100% yet. But definitely much better than two days ago. Less sneezing, less runny nose. So the one thing that's still there and still sort of the main thing, or is still the discomfort. There's a lot of mucus. I think there was a lot of mucus buildup. So every time I cough currently or clean my nose, there's a lot of mucus that comes up. So that's the main thing that's still lingering. But the coughing and the sneezing and the runny nose, not so much, but just the mucus. Just on the mucus thing, that's another thing that you can go look up for yourself. Dr. Sebi, if you know Dr. Sebi, even if you don't believe in his teachings or whatever he was preaching, but you can definitely go through a lot of videos that he made, when has been interviewed and all of that, where he said mucus is one, I'm paraphrasing once again, it's not his exact words, but mucus is the main thing, or it's one of the, I just can't recall how he put it, but the way I understood it is that when you have a lot of mucus in your body, that's where majority of the disease, they can definitely, attack you. So meaning that when you remove mucus, or when your body has less mucus, chances of you getting sick, they less. As I said, I just can't recall how Dr. Sebi phrased it, but it was along those lines that the main enemy of you fighting most sicknesses, including the flu, pneumonia, all the other ones, is mucus. So I think mucus definitely is still what is sort of still remaining from I think it's the one thing that's sort of preventing me from being fully recovered, if I can put it that way. And I must admit that in the past couple of months, my diet has not been at its best due to, just life in general. Drinking a lot of tea, coffee, obviously sugar, and then obviously sugar definitely feeds the wrong bacteria in our bodies. So definitely I think that's definitely one of the other things that contributed in me getting sick, I believe. So less strict when it comes to my intermittent fasting, and also eating a lot of sugar, even though it was brown sugar, but still from what I normally consume as in sugar, which was almost zero, or at least a teaspoon here and there, every other day of maybe coffee or whatever to going where I was constantly having about maybe two two cups of coffee or tea with about 2 teaspoons. That is now regularly, as I said, from somebody who never really, you know, drank or consumed sugar that much to consuming sugar regularly. So I think that is one of the things that I can definitely suspect. As I said, it's just my own observations. I'm sure somebody who knows better, they can say something else. But I think for me, intermittent fasting and less sugar will definitely prevent you from getting the normal flu or getting cold and flu. That's just my observation. As I said, for the past 8 months of the year, I have not gotten sick because doing intermittent fasting strictly, and I was not consuming sugar that much. But ever since I stopped, or ever since I was loose with my intermittent fasting and started consuming a lot of sugar, then boom, got sick. So yeah, that's just that. I think it's also like a quick update of what's going on or what has been happening. Let's see. Stepwise, how are we doing? We are already on 3,100 and counting. Let's see how much I can get from this session. Oh, hey, Reflex. Hey, Joanna.
Unless wena uri thusa ore na kgone go tshwara skara le ka tšhelete to sete ro feseleng le dibosa a le lebile ka fofisetsa lo isa ka fara le bana o modele ka dikhibu dishaka didolfini.
I think due to the fact that I'm not 100% yet, and I'm left about 1,400 steps for the day, and on my side it's almost 4:30 in the afternoon. I think I'm gonna take a break from the bike and I'll complete my steps in and around the flat. Maybe I'll go for a walk or whatever, but I'll definitely post because now I think I'm back to the challenge. I'll post the update of the number of steps later now on my Facebook. But let me see how many push-ups I can get before. Let me see what I can get. Okay, let me how many was that? I was not counting, but it wasn't easy. I'm still recovering, but as a week, over time, definitely will be fully recovered and back to it again. Definitely check me out on Facebook later to get the step for the day. As I said, the challenge is minimum of 5,000 steps a day and a minimum of 10 push-ups. If you can do more, definitely go for it. But that's just minimum for the whole of August. I just got disturbed from this flu. So, see you soon.